Welcome back, everyone. The first step on the roof is to put these purloins or strips or furring strips, something like that. Don't know exactly what they're called, but basically they give something horizontal for the metal roof to screw into. Again, the strips are ash, so they're all pre-drilled. The rafter pieces are SPF, so they're a little bit easier to hammer into. Just putting the rake ends on, flashing, the rake flashing. Again, have to pre-drill it. The other end supported on a nail. Just showing this side, but I do 4 pieces of this total, and then do another 4 pieces on the fascia at the bottom, the fascia boards, I guess you'd call them. You can also see how I did my overhang. I just nailed 19 or 17-inch long 2x3s underneath my furring strips, or whatever they're called. Wasn't able to film the metal roof being put on. I'll try to get the other side because the other side's not on. But I added these gable boards, ash, same angle as the pitch of the roof. And then just put these front not gable ends, not rake ends, fascia boards on, also in ash. And then put the metal roof on here. It's a used metal roof, but still mostly watertight. A few areas to lightly patch. And then because it's a whole lot easier to make it a angled soffit, we decided to go that way, besides the fact that this is not a standard width, so I'd have to cut a ton load of pieces, and I already have the metal anyways. And then I did the same here. Used all the screws. Still not sure how the fascia trim is going to work over top. I think I might just cut each one of these little bumps there, flatten them out, and then screw that over top. But that's what it looks like there. So it looks like here, and then underneath. So still the other side, trim, and the rest to go, but it's coming. You gotta think about which way your edge overlaps. That way you can hide the seam a bit better, depending on what angle you're more likely to walk up on it. But with a used roof, that's not always possible. So the side that you can't see it worked out, but the other side it did not work out. You can see in the earlier video there, the roof edge seems wavy. That's because I don't have all the screws in it yet. I still need to go over the other side, put screws in where there's gashes or whatever, patch up the gash. It's not a whole ton of areas. It's mainly just the bottom edge has no screws, and then I think there's 4 or 5 areas where the old roof was ripped out of the screw. So I just need to patch up that a hole, put a screw beside it. Here I'm lining up the old stain mark and then lining it up with the bottom. A bit tricky to do with just myself. But this side of the sheets are, I think, a foot or almost 2 feet shorter. I think it's 1.5 feet actually. So that's a lot of weight saved there. Makes it a lot easier to put up. Just making sure I set my tension right. You don't want to dent the metal or squash your rubber washer. You want it together, but not loose either. These are all screwed in the ridge, which makes sense logically. There's less water there, but I think nowadays you're technically supposed to do it in the valleys, just so you don't crush that ridge as likely with a screw, which voids the warranty, I guess, on it. But what's a warranty worth anyways nowadays? Videos coming up, I show how I bend up this fascia trim. It's all aluminum of some type. Probably not the proper stuff, but it works. So I have my drip edge there, and then underneath I have my fascia L trim. I still have my rake end trim to put on, and the fascia trim that goes underneath it. And then I still have my ridge cap to put up yet, and my ridge cap vent. There's a bunch of odd little projects that I'm gonna have to make sure I finish. For example, like the bottom of my eaves, I need to have venting there. I currently don't. Other than the holes already there, that's another thing. I need to make sure the holes are all filled enough that I don't get wasp nests or something inside the shed. Cutting my eaves troughs. I need to pick up a couple eaves troughs hangers yet. But yeah, I wanted to get my roof on and the eaves troughs on all in the same day. Just so that all the water, I can direct all the water drainage. In hindsight, I probably would have made my drip edge a little bit shorter, where the drip edge drops down from the roof line. Probably wouldn't have had to use a ratchet, but I think it works. It makes sense anyways the way I did it. Just think the way water would think. It goes down. It can go up too, but so I found out they use a specific eaves trough silicone, and it is quite something. Apparently even works through water. I've helped a neighbor silicone his eaves troughs before, and he just used bathroom silicone, I think, and I wish we had this stuff, because way nicer to work with. I think it's rated for like negative temperatures, wet, so like we had to wait for it to be nice weather, and if it rained, well then it wouldn't seal anymore. Another thing is the other side, the eaves troughs. I think I got my slope slightly wrong. You want some sort of slope, but not too much slope, otherwise you look like your eaves troughs are crooked. But I think I got my slope slightly wrong, so the water tends to pool in the middle a little bit. So probably off by 1/4 inch or something silly.